the final day of the LEC year, live from the Olympiahalle in Munich, Germany. My name is Shax, and I am joined by Goldberg and Odewamne to kick off this amazing grand final day with Fnatic versus G2. First up, Servus, München. Geht's dir gut? Na, freue ich mich schon. We will continue in English. Hey, welcome to the desk. Temperature check, how excited are we? The people are about to spend an hour with us, also some special guests, but you know, I hope you got something in store.
I mean, I am so excited. It is hot in here. I am ready for G2 and Fnatic once again. I am very excited.
I'm also really, really warm, but that's okay.
Well, after G2's performance yesterday, everyone is warm because this is spicing up to be one of maybe the best G2 versus Fnatic iterations we had in a long time.
Let's hope so. Let's talk a little bit about yesterday. Indeed, G2 versus MDK. Now, more at stake than maybe meets the eye because the loser would go to the play-ins as a third seed from Europe. Now, MDK, they started off great, Odewamne, but then what happened?
Yeah, everything went downhill. I think that G2 made the perfect adaptations throughout the drafts going into game 2, 3, and 4, and MDK, in my opinion, they just kind of failed to identify what was going wrong for them.
No, but I also think it just became an easy issue for G2 as well, because all they said was just, oh, Cassandra, that works against ranged top laners, let's just go with that. BB soaks the pressure. Yike had a great performance again on some of the AD, or AP jungler rather, and Hans Sama is really showing up towards the end of this season finals.
Yeah, I heard you say it yesterday. Hans Sama is someone we don't highlight that often because he's often in a role in the team. Well, he just has to get it done whilst BB is popping off or Caps is popping off, right? But it's good to see for G2 coming into these finals that they're all firing on all cylinders.
Especially because it was this whole G2 identity shit that they always do, because they hit a point where they feel like they need to innovate a bit more to push their level, their overall ceiling a little bit further. And it started with Hans being a dominant ADC, and then it went into, you know, BB being a bit more creative, Kaz being a lot more enabled, Yike playing whatever he wants, but then it went full circle back into Hans Sama being the main carry.
Yeah, but I gotta say, they swept out that really quickly. Like, they just flicked that switch and they were ready to play for bot lane again. They locked into Draven, they started picking up the Ashe as well, which he's been incredible on. His precision on those Ashe ultimates has been fantastic. And I just gotta say, I think it's amazing that we went from seeing a guy that got 2v2 killed against Fnatic again and again with Noah and Jun to finally just being the guy that can carry G2.
I love that setup also for the best of 5 today. I do want to spend one word on MDK as well. I think what they have shown here this entire year has been incredible, and I know a lot of people scoff at the fact that they qualified to the World Championship with that low win rate, but peaking at the right time is important, and so many teams weren't able to beat G2 when it mattered.
No, but I gotta say as well, I think with the style that MDK is kind of developing for themselves, if they get more time to be more creative with it and actually just ironing out some of the flaws, I think they got a really good foundation for what they want to do, specifically going through the play-in. So I do have high hope for MDK moving forward.
So let's see what happens today. Now, one thing was awry over in the Fnatic camp. Jun apparently took it a little too serious when they said break a leg, and it is so eerily reminiscent of last year. Of course, remember, Oscar wasn't able to perform here in the finals. You remember because you're in the tweet, Odo.
I'm even in the tweet that everyone's doing me dirty. Thank you, LEC production.
And did he make good on that? That's true, right? He pentakilled you or something, or what happened?
I mean, he didn't pentakill only me. You know, my whole team did get pentakilled, but I think it was game 1 of that series. Everyone's riding in super confident, being like, oh, you know, guys, Oscar has a broken hand, we're gonna win. And then by the end of the game, he gets a pentakill, and I was like, guys, it's not that easy today.
There's something up with Fnatic, you know. Something always happens. But lucky for them, it's a foot this time, and not a wrist.
Maybe he gets a pentakill this time.
Maybe. Maybe like puts his foot on the... No, we're not gonna...
Don't do that.
Anyways,
he's not gonna play Yumi.
No, maybe not.
Hopefully not.
Don't invoke it. So we have a lot going on here in Munich as the LEC circus really landed in the city. And yesterday, Ginny spent the day at our LEC Expo at the Odeonsplatz. So let's take a look at the shenanigans that went down there.
Another year, another banger. We are here at the LEC Season Finals 2024 Munich Expo. And once again, we have so much in store. Multiple booths, we have meet and greets, we have the stage for the Expo as well. So I'm Ginny and I'm going to be showing you around what we got in store. Why is this not going in? I might have lost, so we're gonna go get a stamp.
We're here at the KitKat booth and we're taking photos, and you can get a special emote if you take the photo with me.
We're in the League of Legends booth, and I'm going to be getting my first ever tattoo, courtesy of Jinx from Arcade. Who Megalul are you again?
My name is Mango. Hi, I'm the only player at SK Gaming that isn't good at League. We have like a dual concept. We have friendship bracelets up front, so people come for the wholesome stuff first, and then they come to play League, and they lose all the wholesomeness. That's great.
And then they win against you, and they feel better about themselves.
Exactly.
We're here at the Uber Eats booth, and we're going to try once again to play a game and not be terrible at it. I managed to get 2, so I think I'm really good at this game, and I should definitely play it more often.
I picked Garen, so I think this is a free win, but he picked Tristana, so it's not a free win.
Wait, throw the snowball, you might actually win. I believe.
Wait. Holy shit! Let's go!
Ginny here at the Marriott Bonvoy booth, and we're going to be shooting some t-shirts to see what we can win.
It's like actually way more people than expected.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I know.
The atmosphere, right, is like really great. I love it.
At the Kia booth this time around, and we're gonna play a game to test our speed. I'm too short. No, wait. I am number 89. With Caps is that at the G2 booth. Who do you think is gonna be winning the season finals?
Do I have to answer?
And we're joined with Tolkien. We're at the Expo. How does it feel to be part of it?
Nice atmosphere, excited fans, so nice to be here.
Fnatic has some arts and crafts going on. We're making friendship bracelets. Talk us through what you think you're going to be making.
Something like always Fnatic to support the guys.
That is us done and dusted here at the LEC Season Finals 2024 in Munich Expo. It keeps getting bigger and better, but I've saw some incredible fans, some insane cosplays, and of course, won some prizes. So we're going to be back again next year. Make sure to step around for that, and I'll see you then.
Thank you so much, Jeannie. I always look forward to these. I'm sure a lot of people here have also already been to the booth. We have something special coming up. We are going to crown our LEC Coaching Staff of the Year, but they're running behind a little bit. Who do you think deserves it? Without spoiling it, is that possible?
I don't think so.
No, it isn't.
So it's kind of, I mean, they definitely need to teach themselves a bit about a tempo advantage, because being late on objectives like this, I mean, coming from a coach. Oh!
There we are.
I'm not saying anything. These are great.
Yeah, our LEC Coaching Staff of the Year is G2 Esports, and we have Rodrigo and Isma here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello. Yeah, Rodrigo, you want to go first, maybe? Why do you think it is that you were voted as part of the Coaching Staff of the Year?
I mean, I think we have a lot of people working to make sure that our processes work together for the players. And I think everyone can kind of notice how everyone is included. We have Isma working together with players for the mental health and stuff, and we have me and Click remotely working on the scouting part and analytics. Dylan, the head coach, of course. Romain, more like the manager, making sure everything's okay. So we have a lot of people. Duffman as well, of course, came in this year, and I think that makes us just strong, you know? Everyone knows what everyone is doing, so.
Yeah, proof is in the pudding. Very successful track record for the both of you. Isma, can you tell me if this year was particularly challenging, I want to say, because it seems like the team almost had no free time and yet had to perform at, I mean, every week, and then especially at every season finals, going to these other tournaments as well, so.
It was very challenging. It was very tiring, so I think we are very glad that we're here. I think this has been our goal the whole year, and even since last year we know each other already, but that comes with a little bit of baggage. Like, knowing each other, that doesn't mean always that you are going to perform well. I think there is a lot of monotony. There are way more tournaments now, or more intensity in the tournaments. So definitely finding new ways how to prepare the players, how to take care of the details, and also how to recover them has been very important.
Yeah, I gotta ask as well, because it's been a bit of up and down, and I know progress is never just one steady line. It's often sometimes one step back, two step forward. How has this process been like with obviously 5 individuals that's been together for a long time, breaking down maybe some bad habits that have been in the past and also making some new ones? How's the process been?
Yeah, I think the process started last year when we lay out some foundations and the expectations that us as a staff were expecting from the players. So our bar was very high in terms of habits, in terms of what we eat, how we move, how we sleep and all these things, and besides how we focus in the game. From myself was to change a lot of bad habits, and then from more the in-game perspective was more a lot about focusing on the game in a more effective manner. So it's a combination of different things.
Okay, follow up then, of course, Rodrigo, from an analytical perspective, right?
Sure.
Do you feel like, what are some of the most important steps you think you've taken? Because as a pro team, you're obviously good at everything, or you're supposed to be, and then sometimes maybe you lose a best of 5 and there's so much to focus on. What do you think some of the single most important habits are that you learned for the boys in-game this year?
Okay, actually, I think the most important thing is realizing no one is good at everything. And knowing how to get the job done is the most important thing, and I think that's where our coaching staff is very good at it. Me and Dylan, we really know how to get it done, and that's what matters in the end. So actually, I don't really agree that everyone, like the pro players, should play everything, for example, or be good at everything. But we, as a coaching staff, we need to lead them in a way that we know we are good. And that's the most important thing. Sometimes it might look like we are kind of playing some weird stuff.
Yeah.
But what matters if the Nexus is destroyed at the end, so.
That's true, and hopefully that's also the moniker going into today. Maybe they play some weird stuff, but the Nexus will get destroyed. Thank you so much, G2, the coaching staff of the year. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, more action and a quiz show, question mark?
Even the biggest champ needs a break.
Lore!
Red Bull gives you wings.
Hello, Munich! Some teams will win tonight, but we also want some of you to win as well. One of you lucky fans is going to be lucky tonight and ascend to become a challenger. Who wants to play? Who wants to become a challenger? You? You? Would you like to play? All right. I'm going to explain the game in just a bit. We're going to have a few questions that we're going to ask you. Each question allows you to win amazing prizes. Here are the prizes. For the first one, you could go home with 2.5k RP. If you want to keep on going and you reach question 4, you can gain a statue of Lucian for a worth of 450 euros. And if you make it to the last question, we're offering you a trip to World Finals. Fully paid with 450 euros of pocket money that you can just spend in London. That's hype, right? Yeah. The trick is you're not going to be answering questions yourself, because I see 3 amazing gentlemen on stage who are going to answer on your behalf. So you better choose the right one. You better choose the smartest one, because either they're going to make you win or they're going to make you lose. Are you ready to become a challenger?
Yes.
Where do you come from? Tell us a bit of your story, and then we're going to send it to the crowd.
My name is Lena. I'm from Belgium, and I'm going to be rooting for Fnatic tonight.
Belgium hype, rooting for Fnatic. Hysterics.
Yo.
Let's show Lena what these guys have on stage. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Law and Lena. Very nice to meet you. It is a pleasure to have you. Let's quickly do an introduction. First of all, first influencer, very well known, is Kadril on my left. Yes. Yeah, not bad. Keep that same applause going. Another influencer, who knew? Tolkien in the middle. A favorite of the LEC, A man I also love as well. It's Fnatic at the end. Come on. Now, Lena over there is going to choose the person they trust the most, okay? Super simple. You're going to answer the questions for them, and it's up to you to win big for them, all right? There's a lot of pressure on you. Now, we're nice here in the LEC, and we've given you 3 ways to ping for help if you need to. This is for you guys, right? The first one is you can ask chat. We'll then show you how Twitch chat is voting, and that'll help the influence of the vote. Twitch chat, I'm looking at you guys. Don't int. This is important. You need to be spamming what you think is the correct answer. That confidence already worrying me. A, B, C, or D, whenever you see the question on the screen, okay? That's what you have to spam for me at home. You can also flip it. That's another option. We'll remove 2 incorrect answers, and then you'll have 2 left as well to vote. Or you can get ganked. Now, the gank is where your fellow allies here come in and help you. And if you're about to get the answers wrong, they can gank you and, again, give you that extra lifeline. Simple. Everyone here understand? We know what's going on? Yep. Now, Law, who are we going for with Lena for the first question?
Yeah, I don't know, Lena. Who do you want to go with first here? Tolkien, Casual, or Fnatic?
Fnatic. Oh, wow. Right. That was surprising. Maybe there's no trust because it's the first question, right? So they know I'll get it right? No, this is
now,
super right.
Fnatic, I'll ask you to take a step forward. Gentlemen, a small step back. Of course, if he does get that option of ganking, he'll call you in and you can step up to the plate. He's in the limelight. He's used to this. Don't worry. Let's begin. Are we all ready to begin? At home, come on. Let's get Lena some prizes. Question number 1. Which team has won the most LEC titles? Is it A, Fnatic, B, G2 Esports, C, Mad Lions Koi, or D, Rogue?
It is a tough one to start off with, but I'm pretty sure it's G2 Esports.
Confidence on the man. Final answer, Fnatic.
Final answer.
Final answer. And that is correct!
Ooh, that's it, that's it.
Now, Law, next influencer, Lena's choice.
I mean, do you want to stay with Fnatic? Do you have trust in him?
Yes, for sure, for sure.
All right, we keep Fnatic for now.
I'm going to
Having
get
a caster up here.
I feel so bad about this.
No, maybe not yet.
Okay.
Now, for a total of 500 RP, remember it's cumulative. First one was 100 RP, now 400. Question 2. Who was the first player to win the LEC MVP award twice? Was it A, Caps, B, Reckless, C, Trick, or D, Yankos?
So I think a lot of people will think this is Caps.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure Trick won 2 MVP titles before Caps did.
You think it's Trick?
Should I take a 50-50?
What would you like to do?
I honestly don't
like to lock, or would you like to use your options?
I want to save the options in case Lena picks Cadril later. Right. So I think we'll go with Trick as the final answer.
No lifelines. It is still early days, but you want to lock in C, Trick? Absolutely.
C, Trick, yeah, 100%.
Let's lock that in. And I've been told it's correct! 2 in a row for Fnatic.
Keep trusting Fnatic.
He's not here just for fun.
That was, yeah.
Run us through.
I mean, that was a hard one. Honestly, I was worried a bit. Did you have any trust in Fnatic for this one? Uh-huh. Are we going with Fnatic for the next question then?
I guess not. He's shaking his head, so...
Oh.
So I just want to see Cadril mess up an answer, I'm going to be honest.
Okay, who are we going with?
Cadril.
Let's go!
Step up. Step up. For 2,500 RP. We've stepped up the game, 2,500 RP. Question 3. In what year did the LEC, formerly EULCS, rebrand to its current name? Was it A, 2016, B, 2018, C, 2019, or D, 2020? Mark.
I think it's 2019. I'll lock it in.
These people don't want to play with lifelines.
Yeah.
Confident. 2019.
Yeah, 2019. I remember
sure.
because I was playing 100%.
We're locking in 2019. And that is correct. Yeah, let's go. Law, take it over.
I mean, I know that you have the answer, but the question I have for you is, do you want to stop here? Or do you want to keep on going?
I want to keep on going and torture them a little bit.
Wow. Well, then, you've got to pick Tolkien then. You've got to pick Tolkien. He's the only one that hasn't
Choose
been
him
tortured.
again. He gave a good answer. Choose him.
Lena.
I'm going to go with Casual one more time.
Pedro, step up again.
Wait, which lifelines do we have?
We have all three.
Okay.
All three. You can get ganked. You can remember you can split it.
Yeah.
Sorry, flip it.
Yeah.
For question 4, let's get it started. This is for the Lucian statue worth 450 euros. Yeah.
Okay, no pressure.
Who is the player with the 3rd most deaths in the LEC? Is it A,
you got this,
Mickey X, B, Wonder, C, Odawane, or D, Yankos?
You've got this, man. I believe in you.
No clue.
Wait, I can ask chat, right?
You can ask chat. You can ask chat.
How confident are we feeling? You feeling confident? I'm pretty sure I have good logic. Okay. But chat is all, chat has 100,000 minds. Yo, chat, don't troll. You have to find the right answer. You can use 2 lifelines as well if you need. So if you don't trust chat. No, I think if I save the other 2 for Tolkien or for you or whoever gets the next question, because the next question's harder.
Remember, you've got 3 lifelines still. 3 lifelines. You haven't used any yet. Ask chat.
I think I'll ask chat, yeah.
Chat, start voting. And then I'll be told.
I trust chat then. Are we allowed to vote as part of chat?
You are not in chat.
What if I get my phone out and join a co-stream?
Yep.
Who was it? It was Mickey, Wunder.
Okay. Chat
Yankos
is 41% Mickey X, and it is 36% Yankos. Yankos,
Yeah,
wait,
please.
Yankos is getting more votes. Producer, if you can confirm the percentage.
The 3rd highest deaths.
Yankos. It's now tied. Chat is now voting for Yankos, and I believe Yankos has just taken the lead.
Matt, if you're still worried, if you're still worried, just get a gang.
Producer, I'll have one final update before I...
Who do you think it is?
Who does chat think it is?
Mickey X by a few points, but it's very close.
It's too close, it's too close. I'm gonna get ganked by Medic, I think.
All right, Medic is gonna gank another lifeline.
Okay, talk to me. So here's my logic, right?
Yeah.
Hilly obviously number 1. Yeah. Mickey obviously number 2. Yeah. And then who's been in the league the longest in a row that's gonna die?
It is the 3rd most deaths.
Right. Yeah. Who are the other options? Odo and
Mickey, Wonder, Odo, Yankos.
Yeah, Wonder and Odo aren't gonna die that much. And I'm pretty sure Mickey's second,
3rd, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mickey's second because we celebrated
but he asked
this
the
year.
3rd.
So you have Hilly, then Mickey, then who out of
Yankos,
I'm gonna need an answer
Yankos, Wonder,
soon.
and Odo? It has to be Yankos.
I'm gonna need an answer
Wait,
soon.
how many answers are there? 4?
There's 4.
Yeah, Mickey is one of the answers.
You've used
and I
2
think Mickey's
lifelines.
number 2.
I see what you're saying.
I think it has to be Yankos.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with Yankos then.
Yankos is the lock-in. Let's hold. It is correct again!
Let's go!
Honestly, we were sweating so much on this
Oh
side.
my god.
None of the audience knew what it was.
Hot damn. That was close. Chat almost got it wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, chat says a lot of things about the game as well, and we don't
I thought
trust
they
them
would be
there.
serious this time, but they're never
No,
serious.
Never.
Well,
All right,
rats.
do you want to keep going?
For sure.
We
The
keep
last
going.
question.
Let's go. Casual still. I mean, I feel like they're all playing anyway. But do you wanna change? Do you wanna
Yeah,
have
can we
Tolkien,
just
maybe?
all answer this one together?
Wait.
I feel that's
Medic
fair.
to answer.
I mean, they can.
That's a good choice.
I've
Back
been
to
told.
Medic. I mean, yeah, Medic seems to have his League of Legends right. Do you want all of them, maybe, to answer? That's the final.
Yeah, just ask for all of us, because I want to
Yes,
know
yes,
what
yes.
Tolkien's
Oh
going to say.
my god, okay.
Triple combo. Let's have all of them.
This is the final question, the last one.
You're locked in?
With the accumulation, we have World's Finals trip, tickets, flights, hotel, and cash. For Lena there, standing up next to Law. Give some energy, come on. It's our last question. Question number 5 for our 3 influencers. How many times? Listen in. Here we go. How many times has Teemo been played on the LEC EU-LCS stage? How many times has Teemo been played on the LEC EU-LCS stage? Is it A, 0, B, 2, C, 4, or D6? Remember, you have one lifeline remaining.
It's been played it's not been played 0 times.
It's been played at least once.
Guys, it's the last question.
Do you want to just 50-50 off the bat?
Yeah,
flip it. Because we have the lifeline.
Yeah,
It's the last
sure.
50-50 off the bat. I can't remember what that was called.
Let's flip it. Okay, it's either B2 or D6. Those are your 50-50.
So Splice played it once.
Wait, the crowd went kind of crazy on 6. Splice played it once because it was...
it was regular season, didn't matter anymore.
I think there were 2 not meta games. Yeah. Because Wonder played it into Odo once.
Yes,
I hear 2 in the audience.
You hear 2 in the audience? What does the audience think? Cheer if you think it's 2.
Yeah. Do you think so as well?
Are we cheating?
I mean, okay, that's cheating.
Wait, stop cheering. If you think it's 6, cheer. Literally no, it has to be 2. We go with the audience.
Yeah.
If they're wrong, Lena's going to beat them all up later.
If they're right, though, the audience has helped you guys make this stream a reality. Is this going to be it? The world trip, Lena, you will have the perfect journey on the 2nd of November. And beyond that, ladies and gentlemen, it is correct!
Yeah!
She's in the World Finals! Lena, congratulations!
Bro, you...
Gentlemen.
Oh, that's epic.
Gentlemen,
You're going
you
to
helped
the
Ernest come
final!
down. I think you need to meet. Lena, congratulations. Your influencers who played for you are coming down.
That's a pretty amazing way to start the day. How do you feel right now?
I'm shaking. I don't know what to say.
Hey, I don't Yo, Fnatic.
All of you guys did a great job, honestly. Thank you.
Yo, you clutched it. You went crazy.
Okay.
Come on.
You said you were cheering for Fnatic today, right? Sorry? You said you were cheering for Fnatic today, right? Yes. Give me your prediction for this series. Sorry? Give me your prediction for this series.
3-0 for Fnatic.
Do you think you will get to see them at Worlds?
I hope so.
We hope so. Lina, thank you so much. Congratulations yet again. See you at Worlds Finals. And Shox, over to you.
I think that was so amazing. Congratulations.
That was incredible.
That was so wholesome.
This is one of my favorite things at roadshows. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is so adorable. I'm so happy for them. Just wish we could also play, you know, some of us.
No, I do not want to be the one on the stage. That was
No, I mean to make it to the World Finals.
Oh, yes.
Also, shout out to Tolkien. Really contributed a lot there. Amazing stuff. Hey, welcome to the desk, Dagda. I believe you're going to cast later as well?
I am, yes.
Okay, so
I'm very much looking forward to it.
We'll try to take care of your voice a little bit, but I want to get into this matchup, Fnatic versus G2. And I want to start with something because I've seen a lot of sentiment online, and I do understand it, about like, ugh, Fnatic versus G2 again. And I don't really agree with that because, one, it's always something, right? Oh, it can't be BDS because I don't like that they play slow. The same for Rogue. Oh, MDK, do they really deserve it? Blah, 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 blah. I mean, aren't you happy to see Fnatic versus G2? Especially, I feel like in this year where I hope that Fnatic has taken those lessons throughout the year and can really implement them today. That's the dream.
And that's the thing, like I was even talking to some of the fans here earlier, this feels to me like the closest this matchup has been in a very long time. Fnatic have been great in the early game, they've been finding their success in the mid game, and it's only just a case of trying to find that success against a team like G2. Now, they're no easy pushovers, but it's still more than capable of Fnatic being able to take them down here today and completing that runners, our upper bracket run through into the winners.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going to make an argument for Fnatic, they've always had that choke. They also already had that choke in summer. So if there's one time where you needed to do it, it was then, so you got it ready for season finals. They have gone through the most amount of lessons as possible as they could to be prepared for G2 in this finals. Are they an easy pushover? Absolutely not, like you said, Dagda, but this Fnatic is a team right now that can be competitive.
Hey, when we look at that, that is damning though, Oruamne, but there is no time like the present, I always say.
Yeah, especially because everyone was just looking at this matchup and they're like, oh, it's always going to be a G2 win. That's why we hate it. That's why we never want to see it again. But today, as GB said, those jokes that they had previously in the summer split, they have been atrocious. But today, I really, really think that we're going to have a really good competitive series.
Also, must we remind people of Malmö? It can happen.
I mean, the record was even worse. I think we were like 2 wins and 40 losses to
Yeah,
G2, and it worked, you know. So maybe it will work today as well.
I think we can all agree that the games now feel exciting. Of course, Fnatic got that best-of-5 victory over G2, only unfortunately to not win the summer finals, even though, we gotta say it, they were in a winning position for 3 games, which does worry me a little bit in terms of mental block. But all the signs point to 2 teams that can take each other on.
But I'm nearly the opposite. I've seen Fnatic are like, you can do it. You have put in the work. You can take G2 in the early game. You can catch them on mistakes. And we've seen Mad Lion Koi yesterday even pushing G2 as well. This is not a team that's indomitable. You just need to find that spark in the mid game. And we've seen them improve at that. We've seen them in the course of season finals take teams in the mid game. I am far more confident seeing what that performance was in summer finals, now coming into season finals with the improvement.
There's a couple of individuals I have my eye on specifically. Goldberg, I know you do as well. Oscar. Oscar Ridden had a nightmare last year. Of course, he had the injury. He had to stand on the sidelines, and he couldn't play in that final. You know, that does something to a person in terms of motivation.
No, absolutely. Like, the hunger coming through from Oscar Ridden can probably not be overstated whatsoever. This is a guy who came into the league as probably one of the worst top laners in the beginning, who then had to run through all the criticism, earn his spot in this final once again, because he couldn't get it last time due to his injury. And I gotta say, he has cemented himself as one of the best top laners in Europe. Going up against BB today is gonna be a great challenge, but he's worked his ass off to get to this point.
And it's going to be a double-edged sword because, as you said before, it was really hard for him because he was already having this build-up into being a great stable top laner for Fnatic, and then the injury came. And now, as I said, it's going to be a double-edged sword. How is he going to come up? Are the nerves going to be too much for him, or is he going to be extremely hungry today to show what he can do?
Definitely extremely hungry. Let me ask you this, Odo. Do you feel that he is as stable as he can be when you look across every single game that Fnatic plays?
Definitely, because we saw in the previous series against MDK, he didn't really have good games. Early game, he was being shut down a lot, but come mid and late game, those are the traits of a really, really good top laner, because when you're set behind, and it's especially more difficult for you to find these angles and make to become as much of a factor as you can be with this many low resources, he found those marks.
And I think Fnatic showed that they trust him. When you look at the champions on your screen, he's not just on Cassante duty, he's not just on the Poppy and the tank duty. Hey, we're bringing out the Kennen, we trust you to carry. He had a fantastic Gnar ultimate in their series against MDK, shutting down Frescowi, setting Fnatic up for some success, bringing them back from the brink. This is a man that is on a mission to prove that he belongs as one of the top laners in the LEC right now.
I love it. That's a great setup for this match, and also for the interview. We have the Marriott Bonvoy pre-game lobby with Oscar Ridden and Razor.
Oscar, Razor, thank you so much for joining me ahead of today's finals. I'm going to come to you first, because that's a first for you as well.
Yeah.
How was it discovering the arena, everything, the build-up, and yeah, taking your first steps on stage in a few minutes?
I mean, I think the arena looks really amazing. Like, it's huge. I think it's going to be really insane that there is such a big crowd with also the stage in the middle. I think like we're going to hear a lot of chants, so it's going to be really exciting.
Razor, you've been here before. It's not your first rodeo, not your first finals. Do you think he's ready? Nerves-wise and everything.
I mean, I hope he's ready because there are way more people here than in Montpellier. So yeah, I'm pretty sure like the crowd will be screaming much more. And yeah, I hope he's not getting nervous and we are able to do our gameplay.
All right. Well, tell me about the preparation ahead of today's series. G2 Fnatic, G2 Fnatic, G2 Fnatic. I don't know how many times we saw this matchup, but even you, as one of the most recent players we have in the league, you've been playing them a couple times. So what is going to make a difference this time, Oscar?
I mean, I hope it's a bit like the best, like our best version today. I think if we're playing well, I think we can for sure win. I think like we kind of expected them to win yesterday, kind of. I think if they show a good version, like they should have won yesterday, so they did. So yeah, I mean, I think they are looking way better than the last days, which they were looking a bit more shaky. But I think if we are playing well, we are going to take it.
We have been talking about you a lot lately as the best jungler we have in the LEC right now. Would you agree? And do you feel like it's the strongest you've been this year, Razor?
I mean, a lot of people ask me this question, and my answer is like, I feel like the top 3 junglers in the league, Eljoya, in my opinion, Jake, and me, we can all out-jungle each other. So I don't feel like there is a clear like top 1, and I feel like meta is also really important. It's not like I'm trying to be humble or anything. It's just like how I truly feel, and I think if I have a good day today, I can outperform Jake. But if he also has a day, I think yesterday he played fantastic. So I hope he actually brings a good version today, and we can have a battle of jungle that's very good level.
Prove it on the Rift. I guess that's going to be about this. First finals, again, coming to you for this last question. What are you anticipating the most when it comes to today, either personally or for Fnatic as a whole?
Anticipating?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know. Like I didn't come today with any expectation, honestly, of the final or ourselves. I just want to have fun, to actually play well with the crowd. I think it's gonna be like good for me. Like usually I think I get excited, but in a good way with big crowds. So yeah, I mean, I just want to have fun and play as good as I can.
Well, good luck and have fun then. Thank you so much, guys. Best of luck on the Rift, and Shox, back to you.
Thank you so much, Laure. I will pick up just one thing that Razork said. I know you can't say you're the best. Like rarely when you ask a player that, they will say that, but I will say it. I feel like he is the best jungler in the LEC, and I think it's unfortunate for him that Caps is just in the league, because otherwise that MVP might as well have gone to him.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and there's 2 points that are my main takeaway from that interview. One, I think the first thing is correct. At any given day, these 3 junglers do have the capabilities of out-jungling each other, but the thing that separates Razork from the 2 others is the fact that he is actually consistent at doing it. He's consistently been at the top in the jungle while the others are too shaky, and he runs the region in the jungle.
You say consistency at the top, I would agree. Is there still consistency issues in his performance on the Rift? Because that is something we did talk about, even up until last year.
Definitely not. I think he just completely shattered this, because when we look at Fnatic the previous years, we would look at Razork as maybe one of the main players that are dropping the ball, because he just has so many resources, and then he doesn't find the way to translate these leads to the other side of the map. But right now, when I look at Fnatic and I see Fnatic failing, it's him who picks them back up.
But it's not only that, it's whatever Fnatic wants to pick as their style, Razork is the core component of it. Whether it's we want to try and play around bot, get Noah going, cool, it's Razork who's setting that up. No, actually, we want to try and play around mid lane. All right, it's Razork and Jund who are setting that up. Even coming into the series that we saw between Fnatic and G2, it was Razork beating BB into the ground to set up that success for Fnatic that they could run through.
Absolutely.
Everything they do is for him.
Sorry, I was just going to say, as we take a look at Oma, who is getting everybody pumped up, we appreciate it. But yeah, when it comes to Razork as well, we know that he has proliferated himself as this captain, as this person to lead the team. The Euphoria episode this week was also very, very insightful. There's one thing that I want to bring into this conversation, right? The thing that he said, if we have a bad day, sometimes we have a bad day. Not often everyone is on the same page. Some people after a bad game will tilt and take that into the next game. I feel like these are all things that are the lessons that should have been learned, and hopefully this is the apotheosis of everything that they have.
I mean, I agree with that point, but Fnatic has always and probably will always be an emotionally driven team. That's why we say when they're in a slump, they're in a big slump, but when they are on the ramp up, they are a team that you need to be respectful of and need to fear them a bit to a certain degree as well. And Fnatic right now, once again, they are on the ramp up. They're coming into this final from the upper bracket, not having to crawl through the lower bracket this time around, and that puts them in a spot where you have to root for them a little bit.
But for me, it's so interesting because they have such an interesting mix of personalities. You have Humanoid and Razork who enjoy this sort of pressure. They feed off of it. You have Oscar who even said that he's just here to have fun. And I think in a group, having this sort of mixed personalities is always extremely, extremely important, because you can feed off of each other in many different ways.
Especially when you're looking at just the powerhouses that you see on the Fnatic side. Like, you're looking at Razork, you're looking at Humanoid, the fact that he's able to bring out like Azir consistently banned against him, the big quirky picks, the Yone that's now become a staple for this team. It feels like they've evolved into just such a threat regardless of the day, and I'm so excited to see now what they bring to this main stage.
I completely agree. I guess it's always the weight of the organization. Also, it's something we cannot overstate. You know, you have all these stats that the org hasn't won since 2018, that they've been so close so many times, that they've not been able to close out the games that they absolutely should. And it's just a question if they can channel that all into what they need. Now, when it comes to Razork, he's up against Yike, and I think we're going to have to look very closely at the jungle, but also how they work together with the bot lane.
No, absolutely. I think there's been a lot of question marks around Yike, especially in summer and at the season final specifically. But yesterday, he was on fire. This guy back on brand. Some of the AP junglers complemented with caps on his AD mid laners. And as you said, the supports linking up with him. Mickey with his Rakan, like they were the trio that you want to see G2 play around with. You want to see them be the spear that this team attacks with.
Especially for today's matchup, because Razork, I think, comes with a lot of confidence. And Yike, I think his performance up to yesterday has been shaky at times, but for him to bounce back from that Gwen game and have these monstrous performances on brand, I think he's just going to hype up the matchup so much more for today.
Especially when we're talking about that trio, this was the pillar of that trio that fell for me in the last time we saw these at the summer finals. It was a failed dive in bot, it was a failed dive in mid, it was Yike not being able to find his footing on things like the Sejuani. Yesterday filled me with that confidence again. He looked like a man on a mission on the brand, and his mission was to show that he belongs in that top 3 jungler scenario, and there's just no stopping him when he plays like that. This is a kid that thrives off of confidence, and he's bringing that here to Munich.
Absolutely is. So let's talk to the man in the jungle himself, the Marriott Bonfoy pre-game interview with Yike.
Yike, thank you so much for joining me ahead of today's finals. Again, I want to follow up on something we said at the end of the show yesterday. Beginning of playoffs for you. The match you played yesterday, night and day in terms of performance. What was the difference?
Maybe just the preparation, I would say. I think for the beginning of season finals, I was a bit more nervous. I didn't really know where to be, what to do on the map, and I felt very lost. Yeah. And then coming to this next weeks, I think I've been improving a lot on that. I've been working a lot on that, and I think it kind of showed yesterday.
If you don't mind, can you tell me more about finding your groove again, actually, and finding yourself again in the game? What did it take, whether it's some outside of the game aspect, something you've been working on, maybe? Can you tell me more?
I mean, recently now in season finals, I've actually got like personal help from Memento, an old Swedish jungler. Yeah, so he's been helping me a lot, and he's been actually helping me a lot in, like with in-game stuff, with how I can just do the early games better, because usually people are talking about G2 early games, you know, and I want to make it easier for us, and I feel like recently I've been doing that, so huge shout out to Memento helping me.
Great, Swedish jungler to Swedish jungler. I guess the synergy works here. Last question I have for you, Yike. We've been talking about Razork a lot as one of the best junglers we have in the league. In fact, when I've talked to him earlier today, he was like, yeah, Yike, me and Yoya, pretty much on the same level, just depends who's going to show up on the day. What is special about playing against a Razork in general?
I think he's just like very creative. I think it's always hard to know what he will do in the games. I think he always just comes up with something, and it's always making it work. And that's why it's like always hard to play versus Fnatic, because you can never know what Razork is going to do.
Last question here. You know Fnatic, you know them really well, but still you have a quick turnaround from yesterday to today to prep for today's finals. Any adjustments that you made? I know you can't say too much, but did you have enough time? Do you feel ready?
Yeah, I think we had enough time. I think yesterday we were talking a bit, today as well in the morning, so we have enough time to talk. And yeah, I think we come up with a good plan for today.
All right. Thank you so much. Best of luck on the Rift. Shox, back to you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that is always the question, you know. Would you rather come from the lower bracket? I know a lot of people prefer to start in the finals just because then at least you can say that you were in the finals. Odo, but how do you feel G2 deals with a situation like this where they have that short turnaround, where they have that lower bracket situation?
I think for G2 it's extremely motivating because it's a bounce back, and also you get to feel off of, you know, the arena and the crowd and everything, and a lot of teams really get this sort of buff by having a lot more games under pressure. And I think yesterday was not an easy task for them, even though they won convincingly.
Yeah, and I mean, especially because they got that in-doubt in that first game yesterday. And I think it's important that a team like G2 can have one of those games before they get into a real final. We've seen there's been a bit hiccups here and there. I'm not going to... Okay, yeah, Mickey. And I think that coming into today, he has been on a ramp up where he's just looking so much better, especially on that last Rakan performance.
It was amazing in the interview yesterday also that I was like, yeah, they had a good performance. And he was like, yeah, my family's here. They were last there in 2019 in Paris. So... This was better, at least.
I mean, he even said that their family is behind him, so they will see him in. So I guess you don't want to see you don't want to see your mom in. You know, or your mom doesn't want to see you in.
Or if she's playing. Yeah. Anyway.
That would be sad anyway.
Yeah, that would be sad anyways. Moving on to the other part of the bot lane, Hans Sama. You know, a staple of Europe, has been for so incredibly long, has been part of some of the most, I want to say, kind of fantastic moments of European history, yet we don't talk about him that much. Why is that?
I mean, he disappeared. He did. Like, it felt like he was gone for some time. I thought so, at least. It felt like Hansama wasn't really a part of this G2 team. It was easy for enemy teams to ban him out. He had a hard time finding his impact on the current AD carry champions in the meta. But coming up to this season finals, that just hasn't been the case. Actually, he's been the driving force for G2, even when he's playing these facilitating champions like the Jhin. I thought a Jhin and Leona should never beat Braum and Ashe level 1, but they can make it work. So it's so important that you shut them down today, because if you shut down Hans Summer, you shut down Mickey's roam, and then Jaeger Caps will not have that much of a
Exactly, and knowing Hans and playing with him, I would attribute some of that fall off to maybe lack of confidence, but he's usually always the player that bounces back from this lack of confidence. Now we see him into season finals. All the lane dominance is back, baby. Hans is back. That's why G2 got him in the first place, to just smash bot lane with Mickey. And now, is this a preview we're gonna see today? Maybe.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we've seen them play versus each other as well, and I feel like I could flip a coin sometimes in these best of fives, and it would be the one bot lane getting a solo kill and getting ahead, or the other one, right? Is that the same expectation today? Because if it is the key to victory, then we have to see something more stable out of the team that wants to win.
I don't think it's the expectation coming into today, just because of the fact that when they played against each other last time and Mickey and Hans kept getting 2v2 killed, they were just straight up making very basic mistakes. They didn't count levels, so the enemy just got level 2 before them in lane and bot lane, which is something that should never happen at this level. Coming into today, they're in top form. June and Noah has also had a great bounce back from the summer finals loss, and I think bot lane will be very competitive today.
But looking at the matchups, I do feel that both of these teams have a completely different approach. G2 is back to playing lane dominant champions. When I look at Noah and June, they're more on the scaling side. They like the Kai'Sa, they like the Ezreal, because they want this very strong mid-game spike that's gonna get them through to the finish line, because when you're 15k gold up, maybe your ADC needs to be in a better position, and maybe that's the fix. But for G2, their fix was to just play early game again.
Oh, we'll see how it translates onto the Rift today. When it comes to the mid lane, I want to kind of talk about them, but before I do, I want to show you this clip. Okay, let's see if you can hear this. What did you think of this first game?
Oh, I think both teams look really bad. Honestly, I wasn't impressed, and I think tomorrow is going to be a free win.
Whoa, okay. When it comes to the opponents tomorrow, you said it's an easy 3-0. Why are you so confident, knowing that you've played really, really close games against both of these teams?
Just because it's in an offline arena, and I know I'm just going to stomp them. And honestly, it's kind of time for us to win. We haven't won in a long time, and I believe in us.
I definitely think he's just more back and not so much bite.
Oh, okay. I don't know what he said before that, but that was enough. I think we got the gist of it. It's cool. We don't often see Humanoid doing that specifically. Also to do it, they were watching in the crowd yesterday. You know, he might have embellished things a little bit, but a confident Humanoid, a Humanoid who is locked in, is a completely different beast than a Humanoid sometimes in the regular season.
When you look at playoffs, it was always the Humanoid show, because every single time the Fnatic had great performances, was off of his back, having, you know, sloppy regular seasons into ramping up super hard in playoffs. Well, this time he started off great. You know, his regular season has been great as well.
Yeah, I mean, I love the confidence coming out from Humanoid. I don't love the arguments coming through with it just because it's an offline final. 2022 semi-finals against Rogue, lose to Odamamne. 2023 finals against G2, lose to G2. Now 2024 offline finals again. It's gotta be more than arena that brings him the victory. It's gotta be the gameplay. It's gotta be the willingness to lock in against G2 and beat Caps.
And I love what Caps said, is like, you're more bark than bite, because he's been in this position versus Humanoid so many times, and Humanoid never really got the best of him, and Caps is like, sit down, kid.
It's true. It's like, we can talk about it all we want, but until it happens, until he has that supernatural performance, because that's what you need to beat Caps these days, you're not going to be lifting that trophy. And I think it's a good time to talk a little bit about that, because we've had a long season and there is a lot of sentiment about like another final. Yes, but this is the one that matters. And you can say that maybe if you're G2, you've won a couple, you don't care that much, and that is complete, I'm gonna say bullshit, because this is so important, because every single fan that traveled here to see you as Fnatic, to see you as G2, on top of yourself, right? Are you a competitor if you don't find honor in wanting to win here today? Then you can just leave, in my opinion.
I mean, this win means more than pretty much anything for this whole year. Any win in arena, even when we were back in COVID times, you'd win. It was different format. You would win the LEC Spring, LEC Summer. It didn't really feel like anything unless you would win in front of a big crowd.
You know it, right? In Malmo and everything that came over you, the idea of this feels like I was destined to win here.
It was amazing because we had everything going against us, and this is where Fnatic is right now as well. Everything stacked up against them. Bad history, always like a great rivalry with them, and now they are here, and it's their moment to clinch it.
Yeah, but here's the thing as well. You're a perfect example of that. You lost to Mad Lions. That looked like that was finally going to be your final against them, and you got reverse swept at the time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But how many people remember that in a contrast to then what happened at Malmö? Everyone will mention the victory. Fnatic wins here today. No one's going to care about Montpellier anymore. Going into the future, Fnatic is going to be the name that people will be talking about. So you can't think about the past. You don't need those memories. All you need is the now and the future and the willingness to move forward.
And listen, even if you have like a bad win rate, 20% win rate, you still win sometimes. So this is the day for Fnatic to get that win.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is what makes it all kind of so dangerous for Fnatic, because you say today is the day. It's not like they've been getting continuously to all of these finals in these big arenas that they have wanted. Not as much as, honestly, as the pedigree of their organization. But that's so much to ask. Yes, you can all be playing the best League of Legends that you have. Yes, you can all be on the same page. But that pressure against G2 in a best of 5, where you crumbled 3 games in a row in the last final you played them, you gotta overcome it all.
It helped us. We lost 3-0 literally the week before, so for them it's a little bit more back in time, but that mental scar, it was still always there. You always think back to that moment where you lost to them, and then you're just hungry for revenge, and I really, really want to see them hungry for revenge today.
Yeah, but all it takes is just that one game, isn't it? Because they couldn't get it done at summer finals. It was all about the fact that they just kept going into a downward spiral. Oh, we lost the first game. Second game, we lose even harder. Third game, we lose the hardest. They just need that one game to break that mental barrier, to prove to themselves we can actually do it. But if they can't do that at all, they're just going to lose another final.
Yeah, and then you have the momentum going into Worlds and all that, right? They owe it to themselves. It's a lot to ask of them, but maybe today is the day. And when you look at their performance, that they're coming through the upper bracket, it can be, and it should be. But will it also translate into that? I'd love to know if your predictions say the same.
I mean, I'm hyping up Fnatic here, but my prediction is still 3-1 for G2, because there's just a lot of mental aspects
going. You went fast into that. I thought you were going to build it up.
Well, just rip off the band-aid, you know, so not pamper it too much. But I do think 3-1 G2, because there's just a lot of mental aspects coming into play today. And I do think that G2 is on this upward spiral. And for me, my biggest question is, will the Fnatic break over those scars from last time they faced each other?
It's tough.
It is.
It's the fact that it looked like they were never going to come back from that summer. The fact that they look like this team is mentally broken now. They tilted off the surface of the earth and they're not coming back. But they are here again. Not just here from a straight get-go. They had to crawl back in their first best-of through the upper bracket to get to the final again. Through MDK with all their wacky picks and getting through whatever that was. If that's not good practice against G2, I don't know what is. But still, my brain and the ramp-up I'm seeing from G2 is still making me say that G2 is going to win the finals.
Your heart is saying Fnatic.
My heart is. I won. So I gotta be honest, okay? I'm sorry to all the G2 fans out there. I'm tired of seeing you win. I have to go through the same script again and again and again, and I want something new. So today my brain says G2, but my heart is for Fnatic.
Well, I think you kind of got around the possible curse there as well. You navigated that expertly. We talked a lot about Fnatic. I think it is because kind of the weight of the world is on their shoulders. But I do kind of also want to lead us into G2. The Grand Slam, we have dubbed it, no matter what you want to call it. It would be an incredible feat to win every single final this year and to top it off with this one here in Munich. It is incredibly difficult to have that resilience as a player the entire year. It would be a crowning achievement, and it would send them into Worlds as our first seed, which is something that they feel like they deserve.
And it doesn't tell the story of G2, because if they do make this huge accomplishment, it doesn't show all the hurdles that they had, the losses that they had, the slumps that they had. It will just be a crowning moment for them to be recognized as one of the most consistent teams, that even though you go through all of these hurdles, you still have what it takes to, when the pressure is up and when the finish line is right there, you're going to cross it first.
I mean, I completely agree. I don't think I could have said it any better, Odo. It's the fact that even if they win here today, you're right. Most people will probably forget that they had these struggles and they'll just say it's another G2 final. But it also goes back to what you said, Shox. It feels like it has to be today that they stumble a bit. Because there has been a lot of stumbles throughout this year. But it's a question of can they overcome those stumbles and also just make sure that they have the consistency that G2 as a brand has been known for. Or is it just going to be the Fnatic that finally breaks the curse? It's the two questions that's just lingering in my mind.
I love it, and as a League of Legends fan and a fan of European League of Legends, yes, we exist and we love it. I just want to see 5 games, hopefully, where both teams put in everything, because this is the very last match they're going to play in LEC this year, Odoamne. Just hearing that would send me into a spiral. Luckily, I am not a pro player.
Well, they're all professionals, of course, so they know how to deal with pressure, but this is the time to show up, because this is what the fans will be remembering for the whole year, going into Worlds, and then going also into the next year of the LEC.
I would say, short advice, Odo, what's the best you can say to anyone on Fnatic? You've been in this position before.
Unironically, what Oscar said, just have fun, just feel the crowd, feel off of the amazing energy of the crowd, because I'm sure that there's a lot of Fnatic fans right here cheering for their team, and I think if they feed off of that, they will have what it takes.
It's odd, isn't it? Fnatic comes through the upper bracket, and they are the ones that we are painting as the underdogs. Once again, it just is a testament to the might of G2. And why wouldn't it be the might of G2? They've won 15 times in Europe, the most successful organization Europe has ever seen. Heck, perhaps even one of the most successful organizations that the world has ever seen. But if there was ever a moment to seize the day for Fnatic, who have not won since 2018, then perhaps it could be today. They have to leave it all on the Rift and see if they can finally lift that trophy again. It's the opening ceremony delivered by Uber Eats.